Hello everybody, welcome to this next video on linear algebra. In the last few videos we are looking at matrix representation of linear transformations. We are looking at matrix representations of linear transformations. Representations of linear transformations. So basically we are saying that if U is a vector space, V is a vector space, then there is a map T from U to V, and if we fix the basis B1 and B2, then we can represent the given map with the matrix which we denoted like this, and if this is n dimensional, it is m dimensional, then this matrix has size m cross n. This is what we have done for like last 6-7 videos, and we have done so many examples, some of the interesting examples we have done. Now there is an obvious question. If it comes to your mind, then it is a good sign that you are grasping this subject. Now see, we had discussed this space of all linear transformations from U to V, and in this space we had defined sum of two linear transformations. We had defined the scalar multiple of a transformation. Then also we said that if you have a map from U to V and another map from say V to W, then there is something called SOT, or we also call it as ST, which is defined as S of T of U. Right, so this is called sum of linear transformations. This is called sum of linear transformations, and this is called scalar multiple of linear transformation, and this is composition of transformations. Composition. Now we would like to know what is the relation between the matrix representation of T with respect to basis B1, B2, matrix representation of S with respect to basis B1, B2, or let us call this matrix as S1, this transformation as S1, because this is from V to W. So matrix representation of S1 with respect to basis, say if you have B2 here, B3 here, B2, B3, and then matrix representation of S plus T with respect to basis B1, B2, matrix representation of alpha T with respect to basis B1, B2. Now this map is from U to W, so matrix representation of ST from B1 to B3. So we would like to know what are the relations between these matrices. So basically we are here connecting the algebra of linear transformations, and in algebra basically we are talking about the sum of linear transformations and the scalar multiple of a linear transformation and the composition of linear transformations, and we are trying to connect the matrices of T, S and S1 with the matrices of linear transformations which are S plus T, alpha T and ST. So let us see how we can proceed. So we have the first result, let me write down. The first result says let U, V be finite dimensional vector spaces. So you see, everywhere finite dimensional thing is very important, right? Because everywhere we are assuming that our basis is B1, B2, Bn. So all this, when the time we started with this matrix representation of linear transformations, that is valid only if your spaces are finite dimensional. Otherwise you cannot represent a linear transformation with the matrix if your spaces are not finite dimensional. So everywhere I am writing this thing. So let U and V be finite dimensional vector spaces. So you note this thing, that this is very important, right? Finite dimensional vector spaces, right, with ordered basis B1 and B2 respectively. Let T from U to V and S from U to V be linear transformations. First I will talk about S plus T and alpha T. Later on we will talk about this composition. Okay? So you have two transformation, T from U to V, S from U to B, be linear transformations from U to V, then matrix representation of T plus S with respect to basis B1 and B2 is matrix representation of T with respect to basis b1, b2 plus matrix representation of S with respect to basis b1, b2. And the second result says if alpha is a scalar, then matrix representation of alpha t with respect to basis b1 and b2 is alpha times the matrix representation of t with respect to basis b1 and b2. Right. So let us prove this result. So this will make our life simple, that we'll just add the matrices and we'll just scalar multiply the matrix to get the matrix for the sum and the scalar multiple of linear transformations. So this proof is quite simple. So this is a situation. You have this is suppose this is n dimensional. You assume its basis as b1. You call it u1, u2, un, and then you have a space v. Call it m dimensional, and you assume that its basis is v1, v2, vm. Right. Now if I write t b1, b2, I want to write it this, then I know I will find t of u1, t of u2, t of un, and then I'll write it as linear combination of v1, v2, vm, and that if I write as alpha 1 1 v1 plus alpha 1 2 2 1 v2 plus so on alpha, I will write it as m1 vm, and then I'll write it as alpha 1 2 v1 plus alpha 2 2 v2 plus alpha 2 3 3 2 v3 plus so on alpha m2 vm. Now you see here I am writing it as a column. So this will be my first column of the matrix. This is going to be the second column. That is why I am naming like this. And the last one I will write it as alpha 1 n v1 plus alpha 2 n v2 plus alpha 3 n v3 and so on alpha m n vm. Now I'll write it as the matrices. So I'll get that t with respect to b1, b2 is alpha 1 1, alpha 2 1, alpha m1, then you have alpha 1 2, alpha 1 n, then you have alpha 2 2 here, alpha 2 n, alpha m2, alpha mn. So this is the required m cross n matrix. Fine. Okay. So that already we know. Now here if I write then t of ui, I am saying is t of ui is summation j from 1 to m. Here you can see summation j from 1 to n aji vi. Right. Similarly, you can write the matrix of S. Right. If this is the case, then it says that t b1 b2 is aij. Fine. Aij. And similarly, if you have this S of ui as j from 1 to m aji bji vi, then matrix of S with respect to basis b1 b2 is bij. Now you see, if we want to know what is the matrix representation of S plus T or T plus S, that is same because it is commutative, you operate it on ui, then by definition it is S of ui plus T of ui. Now S of ui is summation j from 1 to m bji vi plus summation j from 1 to m aji vi. So this can be written as summation j from 1 to m bji plus aji vi. So it means that matrix representation of S plus T or T plus S with respect to basis b1 b2 is this matrix bij plus aij. Now we know that addition of matrix, you can write it this like this, aij plus bij. So what is this? This is the matrix representation of T with respect to basis b1 b2 plus matrix representation of S with respect to basis b1 b2. Here you note that because it is commutative, so I am not taking care of the fact whatever I am writing in the beginning. I can write S in the beginning or T. It is my choice. Right. And similarly, the second one is very easy to prove. That is a homework for you guys. You can do that. This is alpha t beta with respect to basis b1 and b2. This is quite simple and you can easily do it. Now let us look at another result related to the composition of linear transformations. So we have situation like this. Suppose you have let me write the result. It is actually a theorem. You can write it result or theorem, whatever you want. Suppose you have three finite dimensional vector space. You have three finite dimensional vector spaces. Finite dimensional vector spaces. Say u, v and w, u, v and w, and let us suppose this is L dimensional, this is M dimensional, this is N dimensional. So this is the dimension, right? And suppose its basis is B1, its basis is B2, its basis is B3, right? So this is what we are supposing. So you can assume that B1 is U1, U2, UL. You can assume that B2 is V1, V2, Bm, and here you can assume W1, W2, Wn. Right, so whatever is the number of what is the dimension, whatever is the dimension is the number of elements in the basis. Then we are saying, suppose you have a linear transformation T from U to V, and then you have a linear transformation S from V to W. So here the range space of T is same as domain space of S. That is why composition is defined. Then SOT is defined, and we claim that matrix representation of SOT, which also we write it as ST with respect to basis, because SOT or ST is a map from U to W. So the basis which will be in picture are B1 and B3. B2 will not be there. So ST, the matrix representation of ST with respect to basis B1 of U and B3 of W is, we are proving in this theorem, this is S. Right, here it is important that what you are writing in the beginning, because there is nothing commutative when you are talking about matrix multiplication. So S B2 B3 and T B1 B2. You see here T is from U to V. So the bases which are in the picture are B1 and B2, and S is from V to W. So the bases will be in the picture will be V2 and B3. Right. So in a way B2 will be cancelled. So you see nicely you can write this result as B1 B3 is S B2 B3 T B1 B2. So this and this will cancel and you will get B1 B3. So let us prove this. Right. So if I am saying that what is T proof? So if I am saying that T B1 B2 is a matrix, say A11, A1, what is the size here? Can you tell me? You see T is a map from U to V. This is L dimensional, this is M dimensional. So this will be M cross L matrix, right? This should be clear to you now, by now. So I can, if I represent T as this, A1L, A21, A22, A2L, AM1, AM2, AML, right? Then I know that T of U1 is first column A11 into V1 plus A21 into V2 plus so on, AM1 into VM, or in general I can write T of UI is J from 1 to M AJI BJ. This should be clear to you by now. You see here we are changing 1 to M. This I is fixed. This second term is fixed, 1 1 1 or 2 2 2. So for I, this I is fixed and this J is varying, right? Okay, so this is what I have. Similarly, if I say S B2 B3 is say Bij, then we know that S of Vj, because this is from S is from V to W, so you will write S of Vj, then you write it as linear combination of W's, that will be K from 1 to N. W's are N in number, so this is actually of the size N cross M. This S will be of the size N cross M, so it will be K from 1 to N, BKJ WK. Here you say K is varying, right? Okay, now let us see what will be the matrix representation of ST. For that we need to know what is ST UI in terms of W's. That is what you need in terms of W's, right? So you start from here. T of UI you have J from 1 to M AJIVJ. Now you apply S on it. S on it. S is a linear transformation. This is an element of V. So you'll get S T of Ui is equal to S summation j from 1 to m AJIVJ. Right. Now this is by definition SOT operating on Ui. This because S is linear and you have a finite combination here. So summation will be out j from 1 to m AJI S of Vj. Fine. Now what is S of Vj in terms of the matrix? You go back, this is here. S of Vj is this. So write it here. So this is equal to j from 1 to m AJI S of Vj is k from 1 to n BKJ WK. Why we are doing this? Because we want everything in terms of WK. So this is summation k from 1 to n. I am just interchanging. And then you have summation j from 1 to m AJI BKJ. I can write it in the beginning into WK. You'll know why I'm doing so. UI. Fine. Now you see, this is UI. Let me write it clearly. Now you see, if I call it as CKI, call it CKI, right? If you call it as CKI, this is summation k from 1 to n CKI WK, for I is equal to 1 to L, right? This is L, right? So it means that you get that your first column will be, your I is fixed 1. So this is actually C11, C12, C13, C1n. This will be how many? L rows, L columns, because SOT is from U to W. This is L dimensional, this is N dimensional. So your matrix will be N cross L. So there will be N rows, right, and L columns. So you will have C11, C12, C13, and you have C1n, right, and then you have C21, C22, and you have C2n, and so on. So your matrix will be, we are doing something wrong. This will be for I is equal to, okay, we are doing it wrong, right? So your matrix will be, here you will have L, right, and here you have N, Cn1. Let me write it again, sorry. So you have SOT is a map from U to W, and this is L dimensional, this is N dimensional. So your matrix SOT with respect to basis B1 and B3 is going to be of the size N cross L, right? So you write the first column will be when I is equal to 1. So you will get C11, C21, C when I is equal to 1. So K will be Cn1. And then for I equal to 2, you will get C12, C22, Cn2, and so on. For then you will get it I is equal to L, you will get C1L, C2L, Cnl. So this is N cross L matrix. Now if you look at CKI, that is this sum, right? Now can you see what is this? This is the matrix multiplication, right? This is nothing but matrix multiplication. First B and then AIs. So this is S matrix into T matrix, fine. So these are the entries corresponding to the matrix S, multiplication of matrix S and T, and that is with respect to basis B1 and B2, and this is with respect to basis B2 and B3. So this is SOT's matrix with respect to the basis B1 of the domain and B3 of the range. So this is an important result which we are going to use many times, and in the next video we will look at an interesting example where we'll verify this result, that for the composition you can verify that the matrix of the composition of linear maps is product of the matrices of each map, right? Thank you for watching this video. Please do share this video and do subscribe to this YouTube